In this video, I'm going to show you the best tip from old school bodybuilding that you can use to transform your body. This topic was inspired by Arnold Schwarzenegger as he spoke from the stage at this year's Arnold Classic. He was sharing the story of an arm workout that he did with Franco Columbu back in the day where Arnold would complete his set of barbell bicep curls and immediately hand the bar to Franco. Franco would do his set, hand the bar right back to Arnold. Arnold do his set, hand it right back to Franco. They would keep going back and forth until they reached the point where they couldn't lift the bar anymore. So as their biceps were fatiguing, their reps were getting fewer and fewer and fewer, and that meant that their rest intervals were getting shorter and shorter and shorter, which led to even fewer repetitions. But this was just a fun way for them to challenge their biceps in a way that they hadn't done before. It was just a fun way to really bring about that camaraderie, that friendly rivalry that they had. I'm sure when Franco saw Arnold do 3 repetitions, he didn't want Arnold to beat him, so he tried to do 3 repetitions himself. So it really was a great way to bring out the best in each other throughout this process. And Arnold shared how they used to run the rack when it came to drop sets and how basically they incorporated a lot of these training techniques as a way to shock their muscles. And as soon as he said that, I could hear all the evidence-based computer jockeys going, "Oh my God, I can't believe he just said that. Like, that's a myth. You can't shock your muscles or confuse your muscles. That's just a bunch of bro science, man. That's just ridiculous there." And I kind of turned over to one of the members of the Lose Fat Get Jacked Inner Circle who was attending the expo with me, Justin. I said, "Oh my gosh, should I call him out? Should I yell out, 'Hey Arnold, where's the research for that? Where's the evidence to back this up?'" I was just joking, of course, but that's kind of the state of the industry that we're at right now. Really, it's just a matter of semantics when you think about it. They didn't have, it's just a terminology that they chose to use back in the day to shock their muscles. I'm sure if Arnold from the stage had mentioned that, you know what, we utilize these techniques as a way to utilize the novelty of change, to provide our muscles with a stimulus that it hadn't been used to. So after a couple months of using a certain training technique or a certain training program, we just challenged it in a different way, provided a different stimulus and challenged it more than it ever had been in the past to spark that growth response. Now, had he said that, the evidence-based community probably would have been, yeah, kind of makes sense, that's great. But because he used the term like shock his muscles, like, oh my God, that's just a bunch of bro science, it's a bunch of garbage. And that's really kind of where the bodybuilding, the old school bodybuilding community gets a bad rap from some of the terminology they use, but also because with some of the techniques they've used in the past, they would kind of attach unsubstantiated claims to them, whether it's from their workouts, the training techniques they were using, or maybe the 6 meals a day was a great way to stoke your metabolism, or eat tilapia when you're preparing for a bodybuilding competition because it thins your skin. Arnold went on to share the story of his calves, which I'm sure if you've read any of his books or been following him at all for the past couple of decades here, you know that he used to get called out for his calves earlier on in his bodybuilding career. They were 19 inches at the time, which is still a pretty damn good size for calves, but his arms were 21 inches. So he looked a bit out of balance, not proportionate there. So his role model and mentor, Reg Park, called him out and said, you know what, just cut off all your jogging pants or wear shorts to the gym all the time. So people are going to see your calves. You're going to feel insecure maybe about your calves, the size of your calves. It's going to make you want to work harder. And that's exactly what he did. He started training calves every single day and prioritizing them in his training. So he may start his workout off with calves when he's got all of his energy and all of his mental clarity, mental focus. He'd give his best effort to developing his calves rather than placing them at the end of this workout when he's spent and he's just thinking about getting home and getting his meal into him. So he kind of half-asses the calf training there. So he prioritized his calves in his workout, and Joe Weider went on to kind of coin the term the priority principle there, prioritizing your muscle groups there. And although I don't really think there's research on this, I think it's still a widely accepted theory or principle, even among the evidence-based community, because it makes sense. Like, what you are able to give more of yourself to should respond better when it comes to muscle growth there. So it's interesting how we kind of pick our battles when it comes to what we tear apart in regards to a lack of evidence and what we choose not to tear apart, just because it kind of does make some sense there. But the best tip that I take away from old school bodybuilding is that they didn't take things so seriously. They didn't stress over the minutia and the details. They just had fun with their training. Whenever they wanted to provide their muscles with a different stimulus, they tried a different technique saw how their body responded, and either decided to keep it in their training program throughout the training year or discard it. And whenever something did work, they'd share it with their fellow bros. Sure, someone probably made outrageous claims that weren't substantiated there, but the thing is, it was working for them. They're like, all right, try it out, see how it works for yourself. That's really what it was all about. It was really about learning and growing together, supporting each other throughout this process. If something was working for you, see if it can work from someone else. And if you start seeing it's working for more and more and more people, there could be something to it. It is in the trenches evidence. May not be evidence that comes from a lab or research or anything like that. But if you start seeing certain training technique or certain protocols that are really causing some progress in a lot of people there could be something to it. And it could be something that you would want to try yourself. You give it a try yourself, it works. All right, yay, you found a new training technique that you can incorporate in your training plan throughout the year. Doesn't work for you? All right, discard it. Doesn't feel right? Discard it. That's all there is to it. You don't have to go like, all right, what's the research say? So I should do this. Okay, it's going to work. The research says it's going to work. I got to incorporate it in my program. I got to do it this way because that's what the evidence shows. Not like fucking just try it, see how your body responds, and make your decisions based on that. It's all about having that heightened sense of awareness, paying attention to how your body responds, having fun in the process. That's really what I find a lot of these advanced training techniques do for us. It's a novelty effect. Yes, it provides our muscles with a slightly different stimulus, but anything, it keeps our training fun. It keeps our training exciting. I see a lot of other coaches out there, their clients will want them to incorporate something into their training, and they're like, all right, that's not great. And they try to keep it completely out of the program. Then other coaches will be like, okay, that's not my favorite thing. I don't really think it's going to benefit you in your training in regards to the progress that you're aiming for, but because it's something that is sparking your enthusiasm, let's save it towards the end of the workout, maybe using some sort of finisher there. That way it keeps the client's enthusiasm high. That gets their excitement for their training even higher. And it actually gets them kind of looking forward towards the end of the workout, not because the workout's being done, because they get to do something that they really, really enjoy. And that's really what training is all about. Having fun in the process, trying different things, seeing how your body responds, and just roll from there. So that is my best tip that I take away from old school bodybuilding, is to not be afraid to experiment with different training techniques, see how your body responds, and go from there. Don't stress over what the evidence or the research says. Don't overcomplicate the process, or don't take it so seriously. Have fun with your training and just keep your enthusiasm high throughout the process. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please do me a huge favor and smash that thumbs up button. I'd really appreciate it. If you want to see more videos like this, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that alert button so you're notified each time I upload a video. If you know a fellow bro would benefit from watching today's video, please do me a favor and share it with them. But more than anything, I would love to hear from you down in the comment section below. Share your thoughts, share your insights, share your feedback no matter what it is. If you're full out evidence-based and you think bro science is a bunch of crap and you need all the research to back everything up, share it down there. I want to hear from you because it's awesome. You're doing your thing that's working for you, and I'm going to learn and grow from your process as well. But if you're someone who just wishes things would go back to the old school ways, I'm with you, and I would love to hear your thoughts and feedback on that. Any insights that you want to share with us with your own personal experiences here. And before you go, don't forget to download your free guide, Lose Fat, Get Jacked. I'll include a link down below in the description as well as the top pinned comment. Have yourself an amazing day. I'll catch you in the next video.